tour to like a tour. Well, we didn't say a tour lah, like a transport to take us from Krabi to Fifi. So because we were delayed, we called the same person and say like, I cannot get on your van to go to Fifi because our flight is delayed. So we need to stay one night. And then he was very nice. So he was like, okay, you can stay over at, we know this hostel that you can stay in. That's really cheap lah for one night, and then we can fetch you from there. So we were like, okay, great, let's do it. So prior to that, we already booked all our accommodation in Fifi, and when we come back to Krabi, student life can only afford hostel, right? So okay lah, but we try to be a little bit more atas, so the hostel's like slightly more expensive hostels lah. Back then it was like about 80 ringgit, so we were like, okay, can afford 80 ringgit. But this hostel was only 20 ringgit. Yeah. Then we were like, okay lah, it's okay, one night. Plus, it's the tour guide that the guide was the one who introduced, right? And he said he also stays there, like his family owned or something like that. Anyway, so I was like, okay lah, with my friend, worst case scenario already, right? No place to stay. So we went, we arrived. I had the same feeling. So I feel like I always have a feeling. I feel things, like vibe of things. Like when I walk in and it don't feel right, it just doesn't feel right? So it already felt a bit like skeptical. Like it's quite a huge building. There's an upstairs where all the rooms are. But all the family is like squatted at like this small room downstairs, which I was like, okay, maybe so this is my first time in Thailand as well. So I was like, okay, maybe all Thai people do this in the house. I don't know, right? Culturally. So then we were like, okay, checked in. And then we walk up the stairs. So as we walk up the stairs, I saw a door. You know, like when you come up the stairs, then there's a landing and then there's a door right in front here.
Yeah.
And you turn left is where the rooms are at.
Right.
And this rooms faces the river.
Right.
Okay, so there was a door here, and the door is like a very rough door. You know, like a wood that's not been polished. It just looks like scrappy, raw, right?
Yeah.
And like peeling off. And then there was a lock, like a padlock on the outside, but the lights was turned on, so you could see the lights at the bottom. And I was like, why would a hostel have like this kind of door, and did somebody like forget to switch off the lights and then lock it from the outside, right? So like, okay, already weird. And then when we got to the room, felt even weirder because like the room window is like facing the river. It's just dark, and I was just like feeling like uneasy. And my friend, she's also superstitious. I got the word right. She's also superstitious, right? So she's Hindu, so she's also superstitious with the number 8. So our room number was number 8. So she was already like superstitious lah, but she didn't say anything. So I also didn't say anything. But we both mentally agreed we weren't gonna unpack. We were like, okay, it's okay, one night, no need to unpack, right? Just unpack toiletries and go and shower. So we went and shower. I felt like the toilet was like, again, like the safest place. But it was already dark. It was like, I think we arrived 5 p.m, 6 p.m. It was already dark. So I was like, okay, the toilet vibe is like vibing. Great, like chill. Like no feeling of like heaviness. Then okay, finish everything. We were like, okay, let's go for dinner. Let's take a walk around Krabi town. And like, so this is not in Ao Nang. This is in Krabi town, right? So we were like, okay, let's go find food. And then when we was having dinner with my friend, I just like asked her like, what do you think of the vibe of the place? And she was like, I don't really like the vibe as well. Like it just doesn't feel right. And I was like, okay, did you see the door right in front of the staircase? And she just stared at me and was like, what door?
Oh.
I know. And I was like, the door, that ugly door in front of the staircase when you go up. And she was like, so she calls me Burr, right? So she's like, Burr, there's no door. And I'm like, there is a door. Stop like playing with me right now. You know, like you and I, like she and I, we're both like, we are strong believers in this kind of stuff, right? I was like, don't mess with my head, because we're going back. She was like, but seriously, there's no door. I was like, okay, something's not right. Anyway, we went around Krabi town and we found the hostel we were going to stay when we come back from Fifi. So it's quite a popular hostel. Then we just went in and asked, do you guys have extra 2 beds just for this one night? Because we really want to check out of the other place. And the woman was really nice. She was like, yeah, we've got 2 beds for you, checked in. So we had to come up with a story to tell the hostel owner why we're moving out. So our story was, we found a group of friends, decided to hang out and have drinks tonight. So we're just gonna check out and like hang out in that hostel, right? And we were like, you can keep the deposit. It's fine. We don't want any like refund for anything. So I told my friend, when we go back, can you please walk in front of me and go up the stairs, and I'm going to pull your shirt from behind when I saw the door, and you don't have to answer me, you just look straight ahead.
Wow.
So she was like,
experiment.
yeah. And then she was like, okay, let's go back, take our stuff. Thank God we didn't unpack, right? So we went back. The guy was understanding. He was like, okay, great, thank you for not asking for a refund and stuff, and then we're gonna fetch you in the hostel the next morning. We were like, okay, great. We went up. I saw the door, so I pulled my friend's shirt. I was like, VE, and then she was calm lah, which is great. Went, took our all stuff, and when we left the hostel, it felt like the same again. Like it was like a relief, like oh my god, like heavy feeling gone. And then as we walked to the hostel, I was like, V, I pulled your shirt so hard. Did you see the door? And she was like, bruh, there was no door.
Damn.
Like she was like, I was searching. I like looked left, right, straight, up, down, everywhere. There is no freaking door. There's only a wall, like a white wall. I was like, there is a door. And she was like, I know, I felt your shirt so many times. There's no door, bruh. It's just a wall. And I was like, what the hell?
That's wow. So you do have a gift, I feel.
Really?
I think you do have a gift. It's in you because it's in your blood, right? No.
Probably, yeah.
They wanted you to know.
But it's like, I don't know if you were probably were scared, but I would, if it was me and Fairil, I'd be like, this right here. Do you see this door?
No.
I'll be like, you are pounding a wall.
Yes. Oh my god.